G'day trendsetters. Before I kick off today's video on this gravel road, first a word from the video sponsor for today, the Pros Closet. Certified pre-owned means you get a bike that's better than you. The Pros Closet master mechanics inspect, wash, replace parts and tune up all of those bikes that they sell out of their warehouse in Louisville, Colorado. It's real people doing real work, ensuring that the bike that shows up at your front door is awesome and ready to ride. And it ships fast and free using my coupon code on screen. How is that bike standing up by itself? Back to the video. G'day trendsetters. Today I'm coming to you from Enterprise, Alabama, which is home to the Boll Weevil Monument and more. The boll weevil was an insect that devastated the cotton industry in the early 20th century, and they remember history. They built a monument to it around that time, and as you can see, it's right in the middle of the main street through Enterprise. I guess at that time there would have been horse carts and some early cars and so on, so it's a bit odd to see this nowadays. But there it is. The statue was dedicated in 1919, December 11. And there is the boll weevil atop. Let's poke around the rest of Enterprise, Alabama. Excuse me, would you mind joining me for a meal and drinks later on? This is the Rolls Hotel. Here's a placard containing all the pertinent information. The Boll Weevil Inn. The Coffee County Courthouse. Welcome to Enterprise City Hall. And here we have a boll weevil up close and personal, dressed as a police officer. Unbelievable. Here's all you need to know about the boll weevil itself. Or look it up on Wikipedia. And there is the little bugger. A voracious appetite for cotton. Camp Rucker is nearby, and this mural is a celebration of that facility. Directly ahead is the beautiful railway depot for Enterprise. The Enterprise Public Library. Today is Sunday, that is the Enterprise Farmers Market. And beyond it, the water tower for Enterprise, a city of progress. This weekend is the Memorial Day long weekend here in the United States. Well, it's time to roll away from town. Typically I film the post office for your viewing pleasure, but it's a little ways away from my current location, so unfortunately I'm going to be skipping it for today. For today's route, I'm doing a point-to-point ride and meeting a certain someone at the end of this ride which enables me to not do a massive loop today. It's still a decent ride of about 65 miles in length, and I'll be going through about, I think, 3 or 4 towns in a really neat point of interest, which is coming later in the video. Wiggly, a supermarket chain in the southeastern United States. On to the very first mixed surface gravelly road of the day. Yeah, dogger, here he comes. Hey, what you doing, boy? He went home. It's another warm day today. Temperature is about 84 Fahrenheit. It's about 28 degrees Celsius. The first town along today's route is coming into sight. The water tower is just peeking above the tree line. Slow motion version of how you ride a picket plank bridge. Ride the middle. Saves you putting your wheel into the rust between those planks. However, those planks were filled with sand and sludge, so you'll probably be okay. But it's something to be aware of. Putting your wheel into that sort of rut is a potential recipe for crashing. Nobody wants that. Chancellor, Alabama. Here we have the United States Post Office for Chancellor, Alabama, zip code 36316. And there's me. Hello. Some kind of little bird sanctuary or someone's collection of peacocks and what else. I mean, you no harm, sweeties. Be nice to see those peacocks have some more room to move. There you go, folks. The Chancellor Water Tower. Judging from those flags, it looks like I've got a semi-decent tailwind much of today. Now we're leaving Chancellor, Alabama. Onward. Even the paved roads of today's route are fantastic. Super quiet. Welcome to Coffee Springs. Coffee Springs United Methodist Church. It appears that somebody might be renovating this old house. Here is the US Postal Service for Coffee Springs, Alabama. Zip code 36318. There's the volunteer fire department. Looks like not too much is happening nowadays. And here is a Winnebago. I'm thinking this is from the early 80s. That could be a cool restoration project for somebody, assuming it's for sale. Le Charo. There are some beautiful old houses in this town. Now, admittedly, this house needs a bit of work, but it's got a lot of potential. Slowly making my way out of Coffee Springs. Conditions are absolutely beautiful today. I really hope if you're watching this video, you're outside enjoying the sunshine or outside, no matter where you are. Come on, let's go home. There you go, keep going. A couple of donkeys, a couple of mini horses. Hello, lad or lady. This is a very tasty piece of the course. Here is some Americana for you. Highway gas, an old petrol station. Look at the Coke machine. That's, well, probably from the 50s, I'm gonna guess 60s. Drink Dr. Pepper. Well, this station may be in business after all, but just not today. I wish it was open today. I would totally say hello. The store shelves are stocked. Don't be a litter bug. And look at this, your old driveway signal. Once upon a time, petrol stations, gas stations, service stations, etc. used to be full service. So you drive in, run over the line there, and an attendant would come out and fill up your car with gasoline, etc. Although I believe that still happens in New Jersey. If there are any New Jerseyites watching, please comment below. I wonder how many asses have sat in this chair. Well, I'm going to add my ass to the list. And that bird there is doing circles. I believe I'm approximately 2 kilometers from the next town. Welcome to Samson, Alabama. Check out the billboard on the left side of the road. Eat better, live well, Alabama. It's time to visit the gasoline or petrol station if you prefer, before I continue poking around town.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks, man. Sitting in the shade of Bradley Hardware here on the main drag through town. I'm with my tour of downtown Monterey's Mexican Grill. Here is City Hall. No bicycles or skateboards on sidewalk. How cheeky is that? This is also the police department. Samson Rescue Squad and Fire Department. The American Legion post number 78. And look at this. A beautiful vintage water tower right, well, almost bang in the center of town. You don't see this too often, where I can ride beneath the water tower. You know you're in the country when you see the John Deere dealership. Behold the post office for Samson, Alabama. Zip code 36477. If you pay attention to some of these old buildings, you'll notice signage from a bygone time. This one, for example, J.B. Bedford, I think it was a furniture store. Check out this old house. Definitely needs a renovation. Leaving Samson, Alabama. Back onto the road less travelled. Here's a local with some groceries. Afternoon. That's a pretty cool house in the middle of nowhere. Hey boy, what are you doing? The one massive positive about riding this time of the day, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and so on, during the heat of the day, is that barring a few locals once in a while and some critters, I have these roads to myself. And mind you, anybody who's pretty much sane is hiding inside in the shade, relaxing beneath the air conditioning. A majorly dodgy section of road. I really need to ride this two-handed. I said dodgy, right? Here we go, a bit of a dismount required. Looks like an ATV was here doing a burnout or something, chucking up the sand to make it a big hole. Anyway, let's hoof this log and keep pressing on down that dodgy looking track. This is when you need to be really careful of ticks and so on. So I'll be doing a tick inspection on myself once I finish traversing this suspect section of road. A bit of bush bashing, never hurt anybody. This is the proper way to review bikes. Ride it through some really dodgy terrain. One-handed is ideal. Hopefully you don't crash on camera. No worries, mate. Well, looks like I might have to do a little reroute. This bridge has been knocked out for some time, and I'm not going to get my feet dunked today. Nothing personal, trendsetters. There's an alternative way to cross that little river, estuary, creek. Oh yeah, feet dunking for sure. Oh, at least it's pretty and it's shaded. Or I'm going to about face. I do have a plan B of sorts. The only creature I had for company down there was a bunch of mozzies, or mosquitoes as you would say elsewhere. I'm quite certain plan B is civilized by comparison to hoofing it through the creek. That's the advantage of using the touchscreen device, such as the Garmin 830, the Garmin 1030 Plus and so on. When you don't have the cell phone signal, you can't rely on your phone, it's a real pain in the ass trying to use a device with some buttons, I feel. On the subject of Garmin, I'm riding the XC200 power meter measuring pedals. Now, I'm not the sort of rider who ordinarily measures power, but I was very fortunate that Garmin provided me with a set to review long term. So I am riding them between a few different bikes, review bikes, and I'll probably post a review after about 6 months of heavy use. So think of this as a long-term, no bull, real world review. I have approximately 20 kilometers of riding left in my route, and there are 2 towns left to discover, along with a very special point of interest, as I mentioned earlier in the video. It's going to blow your mind. I think you're a little bit out of shape. You should go home. I'm just about to cross into the city limit of Florala, which, as the name indicates, is on the border of Florida and Alabama. There you go, entering Walton County, and I've just crossed into Florida, just left Alabama. This glorious tree canopy is so welcome at the moment. Folks, you need to don your oxygen masks because I'm at the highest point of Florida, 345 feet. I'm bloody dying, lack of oxygen. The highest point of Florida is Lakewood Park. Let's go to the sign. Hi. There you go, Florida's highest point, 345 feet. Look at this brutality, will you? There you go, the view from the highest point of Florida. Next stop, the town of Florala, Alabama. Into Florala. That's interesting. Right, here is the lake that is adjacent to Florala. I do not recall its name, so I'll overlay it during production of this video. Let's dip the wheel in the water. There we go, nice. Let's continue on into Florala proper. First Baptist Church. I'm on the cusp of downtown Florala. Welcome to downtown Florala. Pardon the sun glare. There you go, Betty's Fireworks. Best bang in town. Nice. The big fish. Here we go, the old gasoline station. Looks like it's been restored. It's not in use, but very lovely regardless. The petrol pumps. I don't know if these are originals or reproductions, but that's how petrol pumps used to be. Here's the Florala City Hall and the Municipal Court building. Downtown Square and Veterans Memorial Park. Good Times RC Speedway, that's pretty cool. They're racing their RC cars on this track that's inside the shell of this building. Here's the RC cars, thank you gentlemen.
Yeah, got even a boat up here.
Oh
they
my
don't
gosh.
run on this track.
These guys are smart, they're hiding out in the sun. I'm in the bloody sun baking.
Yeah.
Nice blokes. We continue our tour of Florala. Now today's Sunday, so it's pretty quiet, and it's the Memorial Day long weekend as I mentioned earlier. Here's a view of downtown from the other side of the road, and we'll catch buildings on this side of the street. Turn here, the depot, restaurant, catering, venue, lunch and dinner. That being the old railway station. Here we go folks, the historic railway station for Florala, Alabama. It's also a restaurant. I don't know if it's open anymore. Florala Historical Society. There you can see it, the track that once ran along here. There was probably a track right next door to the station where the concrete now sits. It was likely passenger and freight. And here we have a rail car, looks like a goods wagon, and some kind of machinery probably related to the railway at some point in time. And that is the end of the line, pardon the pun. So the track obviously went off into the woods, somewhere else. It's the post office for Florala, Alabama. This is an interesting building, Fort Percy S. McClung. And there's some remnants of the old railway track parallel to this paved path. The tracks merge into one another, so one obviously served the railway station and one went chugging off into the distance. I wonder how long ago it was that these tracks were abandoned. The town of Florala is behind us, right almost next door is the town of Lockhart. Now I'm just entering the city limits right now. The Roland Burge Bridge. Welcome to Lockhart, Alabama. Fire department, police department and town hall is what it says on the sign. There we are, the Lockhart Volunteer Fire Department. the town hall. There's the voting precinct and the post office for Lockhart, Alabama 36455. Well folks, this wraps up today's video. This was the goal. I hope you enjoyed tagging along my wanderings through southern Alabama, northern Florida and so on, the hinterlands and a bunch of towns. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the Gravel Cyclist YouTube channel for ride experience videos such as this one, Boll bike reviews, product reviews and other madness, as all of it is released to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.